Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Sports Extra. I'm your host Ahmad. Nawaz, the latest roundup of sports. Let's take a look at what we're discussing. First of all, we discuss the tri-series being held in Pakistan, where in the second match, New Zealand have just beaten South Africa by 6 wickets. They have claimed their second consecutive victory after they beat Pakistan in the first match, beaten South Africa in the second. They have now qualified for the final of this Tri-Nation series. New Zealand were given a target of 305 runs to win after they won the toss, opted to bowl first. And for South Africa, their opener Britsy scored. Britsky was brilliant. He scored 150 runs, and there were some notable performances as well. But still, they would feel they were about 50-60 runs short. In reply, New Zealand were always in the game. Devon Conway and Kane Williamson putting up a partnership of more than 160 runs. Conway, unfortunate, just 3 runs away from his century when he was caught at point. But Kane Williamson, the Lone Ranger, finishing the game. That's what it's all about. When you're there, when you're in form, you finish the game. And that's how experience comes, and that's how a technically sound batter who played out of his skin today. He was playing at a strike rate of 133 when he got a century, but when he finished the game, he was on 117. So he played brilliantly, 133, not out his innings, making sure New Zealand win by 6 wickets and qualify for the final. Now, the next match, Pakistan versus South Africa, becomes a virtual semi-final. Whoever wins will have a place in the final against New Zealand. So it's going to be more interesting as well. So we talk about that. Then we move on. We discuss the ICC Champions Trophy, a historic event just 10 days away now. Pakistan is going to face New Zealand in the opening match with PTV Sports HD to telecast the whole event live. Some updates that are very necessary for you to know regarding the Champions Trophy. The first one is, of course, that the security plan and all the arrangements have been finalized. They've been approved. So Pakistan is all set to host the Champions Trophy. So, of course, we're ready. Then we move on to the 12th Fujairah Open, where Haroon Khan has clinched bronze medal for Pakistan, winning 3 consecutive fights and narrowly defeated in the semi-final by his Iranian opponent. This was the Fujairah Open International Taekwondo Championship, where Pakistan has once again performed brilliantly courtesy of Haroon Khan. So congratulations to him and the Pakistan Taekwondo Federation, and of course their coach as well, Yusuf Karami. Then of course we move on. We discuss the National Boxing Championship, where men and women's championships have started in Karachi. The championship of course continued till 15th of this month with 10 categories for men, 8 for women. 14 teams are participating in this championship from across Pakistan, and 112 female boxers are in action, which is a great omen for any sport to see female participation alongside men as well. So congratulations of course to the Pakistan Boxing Federation and to all the players and teams participating. We're in for a great tournament that runs throughout this week as well. That's what we're discussing. Time now to introduce the guests. First of all, in studios we've been joined by cricket commentator, international broadcaster, and our sports expert Asif Ahmad. Assalamu alaikum, how are you?
Walaikum Assalam, Ahmad. I'm doing well.
Thank you for joining us. We've also been joined by sports expert and fellow anchor Saeed Mohammad Awais. Assalamu alaikum, how are you, sir?
Walaikum, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you for joining us. We've also been joined by cricket commentator and our expert Kashif Shabir. Assalamu alaikum, how are you, sir?
Walaikum assalam, thank you very much, Ahmed.
Thank you for joining us as well. Now, of course, we start off with the Tri-Series. Asif, a clinical victory by New Zealand. I mean, what a complete one-day side that we're seeing at the moment.
Well, that's right, and you've asked me about my second choice, and I've told you that after Pakistan, I'll be supporting New Zealand, just because their spirit, just because of their enthusiasm and the way they try to finish the game. Let's talk about their captain. Let's talk about their senior players like Kane Williamson and Glenn Phillips. Both of them, they're in very good touch against Pakistan when you're scoring 330, and Pakistan is struggling. You know, then when Babar Azam is out of form, Mohammad Rizwan didn't play well. Fakhar Zaman played really nicely. I wanted to him to finish the game, but of course, it's not easy to chase that much total, you know, 330. The problem was with Pakistan, actually, you know, in the middle order, the middle order batters, they're struggling. And when you are chasing more than 300, you require a not out innings like Kane Williamson played against South Africa. And then, of course, Devon Conway, he was absolutely stunning with the bat. Remained unlucky, didn't complete his century. But who cares? Their team is in the final in the Tri-Nation Series, and they got a very good confidence right before the Champions Trophy. Everybody's performing. Talk about their spinners, Mitchell Santner, then Bracewell, then their fast bowler, Matt Henry. Absolutely brilliant with their performances. On the other side, South Africa, you know that they have 5-6 new players, but doesn't matter. They put a good total, more than 300. But the strategy of New Zealand, see, in the first match, they went to bat first. In the second game, they've changed the strategy, changed the plan. They've decided to go for a chase and see that how their batters are performing. So I think when you're chasing 300, the pressure should be on the chasing team. But when you have Kane Williamson, who's a very good finisher, and this is what we have to learn, Ahmad, that when you are scoring 70, 80, how you'll convert into 100 and how then you'll convert into the not out innings and a match winning innings. Pakistan is struggling, serious question marks. Haris Rauf actually out of from this Tri-Nation series. Still, Pakistan Cricket Board is hopeful about his presence in Champions Trophy, that he'll be okay. They're ready to give him some rest. But apart from Haris Rauf, huge question mark. Shaheen Shah Afridi still doesn't know that how to bowl in death overs.
Even Haris Rauf, just 6 overs and he ends up being injured. I mean, that's no way for a fast bowler.
You are right, but his performance was okay. You know, he was bowling okay, and I absolutely agree with you that this is your 6th over, and right before the marquee win, if your fitness is not up to the mark, you're not 100% fit, then of course that people will raise this question that what are the standards of fitness in Pakistan cricket team. Abrar, nicely, he started very well. I'm so happy with his bowling effort, but once again the question is on Khushdil Shah. Didn't bowl well, didn't bat well, then why you have included him? These are the questions need to be answered.
Absolutely, and I think Pakistan really needs to gear up for the challenge up ahead, which is 50 overs cricket. But what we witnessed so far, Awais, is that the fact will remain that 300 plus runs are on the board, and even 350 is something you'll worry about being chased on these surfaces.
Ahmed, if you remember when we won the historic series in Australia and South Africa, everyone praised Pakistan team. Obviously, there was a news coming up that Pakistan are favourites for the Champions Trophy. But I remember even that time I used to say one thing, that this is your fast bowlers have done the job, because it's a supportive wicket where you can hit the deck hard, you can seam up the ball. You have got the other team out on 140, 150, and that's a chaseable total. But once when you play Champions Trophy, it's going to be huge. It's going to be big teams. I mean, when you're playing against them, quality teams, and the pitches would be prepared not by the PCB, it's going to be prepared by the ICC. So looking at the England squad, what ICC before the Champions Trophy, the England was the first team to just get the squad on. It looked more firepower, so it showed that the pitches would be more supportive to the batsmen. And that's the thing what I said, when it's going to be 300 plus, is your Pakistan batting order ready to chase that? No, we are not ready to chase that. Look at your middle order. It does not look that solid. Opening department has been an issue. I mean, after Saim Ayub, the biggest issue what I again feel is that when Saim Ayub was performing for Pakistan, we are known for short memories. We never prepared a backup plan. If Saim Ayub not, then who's going to be a backup plan for you? I'm not praising Imamul Haq, but obviously Imam was in your back, was a player who was consistently performing well with Fakhar Zaman. He got an average of 41. Then unfortunately the 3 ducks to Abdullah Shafiq was the one did hurt him. Even everyone started to criticize him. But again, I'm saying that we never had a plan 7 months or 1 year back before Champions Trophy what actually your squad will be for the Champions Trophy. Now having an opening department with Babar Azam, I personally again feel so. Babar Azam has not been consistently performing well. It's in patches. He hasn't been scoring runs. When you don't score runs, whatever duty is given to you, obviously say that okay fine, I'm okay with it. I would obviously try my new face. I would open up, might get something on the bat, might score something for the Pakistan team. But when you're scoring runs, that's the point when you tell everyone no, I'm fine with the position. I want to bat at 1 down position. His position has changed on, which has actually more created pressure on your middle order. Your middle order, even if you look at Kamran Ghulam, again he hasn't been scoring runs for you. When you talk about the middle order, Tayyib Tahir was the one I remember before the match started. There was talks going on that Tayyib Tahir might be replaced with the spinner Sufyan Mukim. I don't know what science it was, but they wanted to actually check Tayyib Tahir what pressure he can just do up. But I mean, he performed really well. 30 score was brilliant. That catch was brilliant, I would say. Salman Ali Agha did perform well for you, but Saud Shakil in the practice session, he looked more confident. The shots what he was playing on, the combination isn't right. Again, I'm telling you, see, you have selected Khushdil Shah, you selected Fahim Ashraf, Usman Khan. These players had to be tested in 2 matches what you had in Tri-Nation series. But again, you never tested them. Now it's the last match in Karachi. I don't know whether would be they tested or not, because tomorrow is the last date to make any changes in the Pakistan team. And there was news coming up that even the chairman of Pakistan Cricket Board had requested the selection committee to look what can be done, but there has been no positive thing from the selection committee, so that's a worry sign for me.
Absolutely, and I think they're still second guessing, so that means that they're still unsure of what to do. But so far, we've only had one replacement, and that is where Corbin Bosch has come into the South African side. But Kashif, how would you analyze New Zealand's performance in the first match against Pakistan? Even today, they're very clinical, you know, a complete one-day side that we're seeing.
Exactly, they are, and it seemed as if New Zealand is playing at their home ground. They are so well equipped according to the situation, according to the surface that they were given, and the kind of batting they have. I mean, they are very, very impressive. Not only the batting, but the bowling, their fielding, everything is right on the spot. And I think they are the real favourites for the upcoming Champions Trophy. Of course, they are favourite for the Tri-Nation Series, which is going on. But coming back to the batting of New Zealand, if you look at the batting of New Zealand, starting from Will Youngs till Satner, they've got 8 recognized batsmen available with them. Then they have 5 well-recognized bowlers available. So all in all, it is a complete package, a complete team which is available for the Champions Trophy and for the Tri-Nation Series. Unfortunately, both my friends, they were talking about Pakistan's side. As always, Ahmad, Pakistan is not well prepared for the Champions Trophy. We were never prepared in any of the ICC tournaments, and again, we are not prepared.
Even in 2017, when
that
we
is
won,
the problem.
we were not prepared
and
for that.
The most unfortunate part is that we are hosting this tournament. We all knew that ICC Champions Trophy is coming to Pakistan after almost 2 decades. So we should have been prepared for this tournament. But again, you remember in the last program, I was telling you about the fitness of Pakistani players. The only major problem that we have is the fitness. Our bowlers, our fielders, our batters, they are not 100% fit. And I think that is a real dilemma for Pakistan. Look at the combination. Just a single player, Saim Ayub, out of the team, and the whole Pakistani team almost collapsed. We do not know what is going to be our combination, who is going to open the inning. And then the most unfortunate part is the intent. No, not a single player showed the intent to win the match against New Zealand. The only player who was trying to focus and who was trying to score runs, that was Fakhar Zaman. But again, if you have a caliber of Fakhar Zaman, you need to take the inning till the very last end, like Williamson did. So this is what is missing in Pakistan, and I don't understand what is wrong with Babar Azam, because the kind of player he is and the kind of potential that he possesses, I think he is the one who should be leading the Pakistani squad and who should be leading the batting side. The only problem with Pakistan is the batting. We have major concern in the batting department, and we need to fix this problem. But I think again, it is too late for this Champions Trophy. Let's hope for the best for Pakistan.
As we always do. Not the first time. But, I think I'm bound to ask this question, and because I'm sure K. Asif might have the answer, because it has become too adamant now what Kashif Shabir said, K. Asif, that what is going on with Babar Azam. I still believe it's still one innings, but for far too long we have been waiting for that one innings.
Well, Ahmad, that lots of criticism on that and pressure. He was under pressure. And let's talk about that. What happened in the Bangladesh series? Pakistan lost. Babar Azam didn't perform well. Against England, he didn't perform well. In Australia, South Africa, his form was, that was a huge question mark on his performances. And then against West Indies, he was struggling against the spin. That's the problem. And this is what we have watched. As Kashif Bhai was talking about, that that when you have 7-8 proper batters in your side, but do remember, Kashif Bhai and rest of my respected colleagues, that if you want to win tournaments, then you require good bowlers. And nowadays in modern day cricket, when we talk about, if you cannot bowl Yorkers in the death overs, then you'll be under fire. And this is what we have watched against New Zealand, the way Glenn Phillips was beating every bowler, and especially Shaheen Shah Afridi. See, when you don't have Haris Rauf in the death overs, because we were struggling and he was suffering with an injury, and then you brought Salman Ali Agha. Of course, that we are thinking that we don't require proper spinners as a team like New Zealand, team like Australia, if they're coming up with the proper spinners. I think that we have missed the chance. We could have a senior pro, a senior spinner. One of the, I might go with Noman Ali. If you see his list A career, he's averaging 29, more than 90 wickets, and he played plenty of list A cricket. So I think Pakistan have missed the trick. As both of you, Kashif and Nawaz, you guys are talking about that. Let's talk about that. What will happen in the next Champions Trophy? For this time, we're just looking towards 3-4 players that the match winners. Kamran Ghulam, we have admired his performances in domestic cricket. Everybody was appreciating him, but he would have to perform now well, because yes, we do understand we cannot put pressure on him, but if you want to make a place in Pakistani middle order, then Kamran Ghulam, do something special with the bat. So Kashif bhai, actually the Pakistani bowlers and batters both are troubling, and that's why Pakistan is not playing good cricket up to the mark. Yes, that was the first game. I don't want to be overcritic, but Pakistan would have to learn the mistakes right before the Champions Trophy.
And this is the only moment.
And this is the only moment, and right before the Champions Trophy, we have another good chance against South Africa. And you know that it's comparatively a young side, so might be we will go with the full spirit and cross. You were talking about, Kashif bhai, the batters. Rizwan, don't play across the line. Rizwan, you're a potential player. You could win the game for Pakistan. Same with Babar Azam. That's the problem. And then Fakhar Zaman. See, Fakhar Zaman made 80 runs. Appreciate, played well. But you'd have to finish the game.
What
You'd
Williamson
have to
did.
The way Williamson did. And again, Mitchell, that was Santner, and a straighter one. You went with a straight bat. You got out. I think that was the small mistake, but you lost a wicket. So I think these are the problems. Rest, good luck Pakistan team. Good luck the youngsters like Kamran Ghulam and some other players. But would have to perform
I
well.
won't call him a youngster anymore, Kamran Ghulam. And I think Awais, what Asif has mentioned as well, that he needs to understand that he's coming at number 3 in a major tournament for Pakistan. He needs to put a price on his wicket now. He needs to go beyond his skin to score those runs.
Ahmad, we just have 6 hours left, for the date, and I wish there's a sidearm guy who actually practices with the Pakistan team, just hits 2 or 3 guys over here so you can have a medical report for the changes, because I'm literally worried about the Pakistani batting order. See, Kamran Ghulam, I know he's scored all his runs in domestic batting, one down position, if I'm not wrong, Asif, yeah, one down position, mostly in domestic, I would say. He's batted really down the order for them, and he's performed really well. But the position where he's playing right now in Pakistan team, because when you're preparing for the international, it's a different circuit. It's a tough position. You're replacing one of the greats, Babar Azam. I know he hasn't been performing well, but still, he's one of the great batsmen. You're replacing him in that position. So you have to fill in that shoes. And one down position is one of the most technical position in the batting order, because you have to play with the new ball. You have to even take your middle order to a sustainable position. So it's not an easy job for Kamran Ghulam, but he needs to realize, rightly pointed by Asif, see, he has been consistently, everyone has been speaking about him. He scored well in the domestic structure, but he needs to realize that he's playing for Pakistan. He needs to forget that rash shot what he plays on. Yeah. You need to just play simple. You need to play, just try to build up innings. That's a simple thing for you, because you're playing in the middle order. You have to test against the fast bowlers. You will be tested against the spinners. So you have to play more into the wicket. Unfortunately, the shots what he plays, that's not what you require in the ODI cricket, and especially what position you're playing. But for me, the position, especially when you're talking about the opening department, Babar Azam did not look comfortable. See, T20 is a different ball game. When you talk about the ODI cricket, that's a different ball game. Babar Azam wasn't comfortable while opening with Fakhar Zaman. Fakhar Zaman was going brilliantly. I totally agree with Asif bhai that the shot what he played against the spinner, that was not a time of it. You could have gone for for a cracking shot what you actually was coming on good onto the bat. That was no need of the time, but Babar Azam was completely clueless in the opening department. One boundary when he played that cover drive looked solid, but again when that's after that deliveries, he literally was looking uncomfortable in the opening department. That's the position. Then when you talk about the middle order, like you got Tayyib Tahir, you have got Salman Ali Agha, but the match against South Africa, again I'm telling you, it's a decider match. If you want Usman Khan, if you want Fahim Ashraf to be a part of the Champions Trophy, let's try them, because it's the only chance where you can actually have some combinations in your mind what combination will be. But Pakistan in the batting order are struggling. Once you have a 300 plus score on the board, it will be a testing term for Pakistan. Even in the bowling, I would say, I'm still confused why Pakistan just opted for one specialist spinner. Even if you watch out today, your spinners did dominate. For South Africa, even for New Zealand, spinners did dominate.
The middle overs are going to be crucial anyway.
That's the thing I'm thinking. Ahmed bhai, you're just going with Ibrar. If Ibrar does not click in one match, whole pressure would be on your part-time spinners. Khushdil Shah was totally flop, on that day. Agha Salman, again, he's a part-time spinner. You don't have Saim Ayub with you, who could even be a part-time spinner. So that's why I'm telling you, you're literally missing a spinner over here. 6 hours more, right? I will again tell Nets, let's hit one and just get a medical report.
Awais is on a very,
Lethal.
aggressive and villain approach at the moment. I'm surprised that, after this, certain authorities would be very critical of the behavior of Saeed Mohammad Awais. They'll be keeping a keen eye,
Not
on
me.
him as well.
Believe me, I mean, I'll tell you one thing. Believe me, many of your Pakistani batsmen, they never bat against the side umpire guys. I mean, literally, I'm telling you, they never do. So
You can try your face saving, but you've said it now. If anything happens, then I'm sure they're coming after you. But that being said, Kashif Shabir, one thing is adamant, that we've not been equipped to play 50 overs cricket. We were talking about our bowling. For far too long, some former greats of the game have said that these bowlers are not equipped for more than 4 overs, and that's what we're seeing, and that's what hurts us the most. Even today, there was an argument where a person who shares your name, Kashif Majid, adamantly said that the problem for these bowlers is when there is swing on offer, where there's seam on offer, they'll take wickets. When there's none of that, they're going to struggle. And if that happens, Pakistan does not have any plan B.
I think Pakistani bowlers, they have lost the art of using the old ball. The reverse swing, I think we have all totally forgotten. And I think, Ahmad, only Pakistan knows what kind of wickets will be offered in the Champions Trophy, because all the teams, they have different combination, and Pakistan is standing alone with a different combination. So something is going on with PCB and ICC. I am sure the wickets will give surprise to all the other teams except for Pakistan. That's the reason why, as Awais was mentioning, we just have one spinner, and the two non-regular spinners are included in the side. And what about Fahim Ashraf? Fahim Ashraf playing as an all-rounder, a pace bowler as an all-rounder, a big surprise again for the Pakistani team. But again, you see, it is all about the combination. If you have Babar Azam opening the inning, then I'm sure a specific role is given to Babar Azam, and that role is just to anchor the inning, not to score runs. And this is exactly what he was doing in the first match. He did not have the intent of scoring runs, and that's the reason why all the pressure, the burden was shared by Fakhr Zaman. Babar Azam was not scoring, he was just blocking the balls, and that is the reason why he was not freely moving his feet as well. The problem is again with the combination. We have to find a specific opener for the Pakistani squad. I cannot understand why Imamul Haq is not playing. He is a fit player. He was playing in the domestic and he was scoring runs, but still he is not included in the squad. Now, the problem is, as we were talking about 300 or 300 plus runs, I think it is going to be a routine total in the Champions Trophy, because the wickets are going to be very comfortable, very easy for the batters, and chasing 300 is not going to be difficult. You have to come out with some, out of the box solution for the bowlers, because if you bowl with the normal pace, with the normal sequence, I think defending 300 is going to be very, very difficult. As we have seen today against New Zealand, South Africa could not defend 300 total. Apparently, it seemed as if this was a good total for the New Zealand, and New Zealand might not be able to chase this total, but they did it very, very comfortably. So this is going to be the sequence in the Champions Trophy. So Pakistan has to find a solution for this. There has to be a game plan. If Babar Azam is not performing as an opener, he can come back to the number 3 position, and Saud Shakil can take the position as an opener. We have to give some try, out of the box solution has to be given to the Pakistani players. Only then we can succeed. This is a big tournament, big Champions Trophy coming in Pakistan, and remember that we are hosting it. We are expecting some good results coming from Pakistan. The whole nation is backing Pakistan, but these gentlemen, they have to perform. The bowlers have to perform, the batters have to perform. But again, my main concern is the fitness issue of Pakistan. Whether all our players, they are fit enough to play these 50 overs or not, this is the big question mark, and very soon we will have an answer for this.
Absolutely, and of course you're watching us live on PTV World, but at the same time you have the facility of Facebook Live as well, courtesy of the Facebook page of PTV Sports Official, and we're getting a lot of comments where I'll obviously bring one of them up, and one of those comments is that will Pakistan go with an unchanged playing 11 against South Africa in this virtual semi-final? I don't think so. I think they have to make certain changes. That's the only
Haris
way.
is not being, Haris Roof is not there.
Saud
Yes,
Shakil is coming in.
Yeah, so obviously I think that change is necessary. But that being said, Asif, I'll give you the final thought now. This is the squad. that we're seeing, regardless of the well thought out plan of Sayyid Mohammad Awais. If there probably is no change or one of those changes, it's the only way now. These 15 players, Pakistan has got to extract the best out of them.
Asif bhai, keep in mind we have got 6 hours.
And counting. So, what would you like to, on a
Well, I think
concluding
that
note?
Ahmed, it is very simple that you have to play very simple cricket. When you're chasing 300, 230, doesn't mean that you'll go and make 10 runs in an over. It's around 7.5, and you can make easily with the singles. This is all about you. The way Fakhar Zaman was playing, absolutely brilliant. His strike rate was okay. Why Babar was taking pressure? There wasn't need any sort of hairy-fairy shots. Just play with the straight back. And we heard this news that Sufyan Muqim is coming and replacing Tayyib Tahir, and this is what Sayyid Mohammad Awais Sahab shared with us. What's happening with that? Would like to ask to Sayyid Mohammad Awais.
Well, Awais has already confirmed this news. Only that what he's saying now, 6 hours and counting, will let us know. But thank you very much to all the three gentlemen for joining us in studios. With, of course, now this second opportunity for Pakistan. If they're able to beat South Africa, they'll get a third one against New Zealand in the final. So they can probably try, test and change. But that being said, we're still not worried about the results of this tri-series. But how Pakistan can extract the best playing 11 out of this will be the question of the hour. That wraps up Sports Extra from me and the entire team. Of course, it's goodbye for now.